home. Free you from bondage. Loose you from hostage.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Connections, and I'm your host, Pastor Kevin McGee of the Victory Temple Church of God in Christ. You're listening to us on IntellectualRadio.com. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. Connections is a show designed to keep you connected and network you to those in the Christian community who are making impacts. So get ready because your connection is established. If you wish to become a connection sponsor, please reach out to me at bishop1915@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on Facebook. Nature Sunshine, have you met your weight loss goals for 2019? Well, your time is almost up. Would you like a natural approach to weight loss? Do you want to see and feel changes immediately? Do you take medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, fibromyalgia, cancer, arthritis, or any other condition in your body? Do you have poor circulation, frequent colds, flu, or chronic fatigue? Or perhaps you just want to maintain a healthy body? Give Nature Sunshine a try. They have many products and plans that will assist you in losing weight or maintaining and improving your health the natural way. You can contact them at 708-302-5655, or you can email them at cdocgee@yahoo.com. And if you want to be healthy on the outside with a fantastic skincare system, or you just want to have free facial, you can contact them also. Any Mary Kay needs. You can feel good on the inside and look good on the outside. The Bedrock Movement affirms safety, comfort, dignity, awareness, and empowerment for Chicagoland street homeless. For any internship needs for school, community services mandated from the court, or you just want to volunteer assisting the street homeless, please call John Netherly at 773-567-5110. And today, Connection is back. We've been on a 2 to 3 month hiatus. We had a lot going on, but we're back and we're better than ever. And we have in the studio today my sister from another mister. Listen, everybody knows I love me some Whitney Young Dolphins, and I brought a Dolphin in from the class of 1986. And I have an affinity for 86 because we're the same age, even though I came out in the class of 85. Amen, amen. But this young lady is awesome. I've been following her for years. She has been a great supporter to my ministry and just some things that I've been doing in the past. And so I just wanted to bring her to highlight her talent, her gift. And she goes by the name of Valencia Bay.
Thank you.
What's going on, girl?
I'm doing all right.
Looking good, looking great.
Thank you.
And you got a birthday coming up?
My birthday actually was October 17th. So I turned 50, so I'm celebrating my birthday for the next 6 months.
For the next 6 months.
So those are the rules.
Okay.
You can when you turn 50, you kind of change everything. You do what you want to do, so you just keep celebrating. I'm still taking birthday celebrations and gifts and things.
And I err then. I'm 51, so okay. See, I should have graduated 86, but I forgot. Everybody graduated a year early now.
Yeah, I should have graduated 87, but that was a long time ago.
But you are a singer, you're a musician, you're a songwriter, and that fits right in what I wanted to talk about, because I couldn't think of no other way than to come back. I call it Connections 2.0, than having a music segment.
Okay.
And so we're going to talk about the power of music. The power of music, something that you know a lot about. We highlight many musical artists. We highlight many musical projects on this show, as well as other things. And because I want people to know what we have, the talent that we have in the body of Christ. And everything is not always gospel, but it's the talent. It's the influence that we have in the body.
Right.
And so this is why I wanted to have you on the show. I remember reaching out to you a couple of times before. You were always busy, so, everybody, you're always busy. And so, I just had to bide my time. But shout out to those that are watching on Facebook Live. Listen, if any of you have any questions or comments that you want to pose to Valencia, please feel free to call us at 708-223-8953. We have those that are on. I see Annette is on. She said, "Hey, welcome back." Annette hosts a show here on Wednesdays at 12 noon, Mind, Body, and Soul. Get caught in a net with Annette. And so She telling me, hey, it's time. It's about time I came back. Yes, I've been off the air. And since I've been off the air, so many people have inboxed me saying, listen, when are you coming back on the air? But the pastor has some things to take care of. And so I'm back and I'm better. And we just thank God for all things. But first of all, let's find out a little bit about who you are. Tell us, who is Valencia?
I'm black. No.
That's number one.
Well, since we're talking about Christianity, I'm a Christian. I am divorced 10 years, mother of 4 children, ages 31, 26, 24, and 19. And but like you said, I'm a musician. I play the guitar, but I sing better than anything. And I've been singing since I was a little girl. Probably singing in front of people since I was about 5 or 6. Grew up in Mars Hill Baptist Church on the west side under the Clarence Storrs Senior. Currently attend Broadview Baptist. We have an interim pastor, Pastor Robinson.
And you mentioned Mars Hill. I know Mars Hill very well. I knew Pastor Storrs Senior, and I know Clarence Jr.
Yes.
Because my home church was a Metropolitan Baptist Church,
Okay.
so we fellowshipped a lot. And so, great people come out of Mars Hill, Keith Butler.
Yep, Keith Butler.
And so we just thank God for you. Now you're at Broadview.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, folks on the west side, we migrated to the western suburbs.
Yeah, my parents have been there since, my parents have been there for about 30 years now. And I've been there for about 7 or 8.
Amen. And I remember years ago, I had a service at my church, at my former church in Bellwood, and I asked you to come and sing for me, and you did.
I did.
And I got the video somewhere.
I would like to see that.
Annette is saying, is she going to sing? Well, we're going to see. We're going to might do something impromptu for on the air later on in the show. But like you said, you have 4 children, you said?
4 children, yes.
And so are any of them musically inclined?
Actually, the baby, they all are, but the baby is the only one who has seen it through. So she started out playing the drums when she was about 3 or 4. Then she moved to the piano when she was about 7 or 8. Then went back to the drums till she was about 10. And then she picked up the upright bass in junior high and played that throughout high school. And she also plays the electric bass.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And she sings a little bit too.
Okay.
But they all sing. They all sing.
All right. They're following in your footsteps.
I wish somebody would. They keep saying that because I have a regular job. I'm a digital experience strategist in addition to the music. Well, that's how I pay my bills. But they're going off and doing their own thing. But I hope that once they start. Like my oldest daughter, she's 26-year-old. She performed recently in front of her friends at a party or something, and she said, "I really loved it." I said, "Isn't it great to just get that love from people and to give what you have and to share and to know that you're touching people?" That's the part that I love. That's the part that got me hooked. I sing and you feel something. Oh, let me sing. What else you want to hear? What else you want to hear?
It's so amazing. I look at my own children, and my oldest, Justin, who's 24,
mm-hmm.
he has been musically inclined since he was 2 or 3 and trying to play the drums.
Okay.
And so he went from trying to play the drums to being a very gifted drummer.
Okay.
So he started with the drums. He taught himself. Well, no, we sent him to school for formal teaching for piano and keyboard.
Okay.
Although he plays that under duress. Because drums are his first love. He went to Providence St. Mel. He participated in the symphonic band, the jazz band,
mm-hmm.
I believe. So he played other percussion instruments. And then he taught himself one day he decided he wanted to play the bass guitar. I'm like, okay. He just taught us. We bought him a guitar. He taught us the guitar. And I really didn't know just how good he was with it. And I'm like, okay. But he plays by ear. He can read music.
Mm-hmm.
But what hit me was when Ty Tribbett came to Proviso West, because he had transferred to Proviso West in this last year.
Okay.
And for some reason, Ty Tribbett's musicians had to leave before he got a chance to do anything, because he did a workshop.
Okay.
And so they needed to know were there any musicians in there. And so somebody, they had a keyboard player,
mm-hmm.
and somebody else had got on the drums.
Okay.
And so Justin said, I play bass.
All right.
Like, you did what? Never heard him play bass before, but and I wasn't there. but I saw the video, the video,
Yeah.
and I saw the pictures of him playing bass tribute. So I was like,
Wow.
wow. And then
Yeah.
so later on I got to hear him play bass. I'm like, wow, churches and things like
Nice.
that. My middle son, he's our drummer under duress. Whenever Justin's off playing, he has to fill in the church. He's like, oh, do I have to play? So Jared, he's just turned 21, and then my daughter is the singer and praise dancer.
Okay.
So
it works out.
But
I was trying to make mine like the Black Partridge Family. So my oldest daughter plays the piano too, and the middle daughter played the bass while the baby played the drums. But they wouldn't come with me. I had my little guitar. I was like, let's go. They were like, no, we're not doing this.
So now, and you mentioned your 9 to 5 is a digital
experience strategist.
And what is that? What is that?
So I've been doing it for about 20 years. It's a pretty new field. So anything that has to do with developing tools and processes for anything digital. So the internet, mobile, your tablet there, any system or any digital system.
Can you fix my tablet?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I tell people I tell people how everything is supposed to work together, but I don't do like the individual fixing or coding of websites or anything. But I can tell you what you need to do on a larger scale.
And I used to code websites, and I'll never do
Did
that
you?
again.
Yeah.
Years ago. But that's another story. All right.
That's
So
another life.
when did you develop your passion for music?
Probably when I was about 15. So I started singing when I was little, and my mother's from Mississippi Delta, a town called Shelby, Mississippi, and her brother had his whole family singing. I made a joke about the Black Partridge Family, but they were called the Black Family, and they would go around, and he played the guitar. His son played the bass. Another son played keyboards. In fact, his son, who plays the drums, plays for this guy called Kingfish, blues singer. He's the drummer for Kingfish, and but everybody sang. My cousins, my girl cousins played the piano. They still play for all the churches down there, and and drums, piano, bass too. So they had the band, and then my aunt sang. So they would travel all over the Delta and sometimes up to Memphis to sing. And so that's when I really started like, singing. Just we never sang with them, but it was always so nice to go to those programs and hear everybody sing, and just his passion for the Lord, because they weren't making no money, but they just loved and just to sit and listen to them rehearse and to harmonize, and it was just such a really great experience, and just so beautiful. And of course, growing up in the church, it was something that's like music was an outlet. So not that I guess when I growing up that way, spending summers down there, and then when I turned about 15, I sang in front of the church for like. I sang a solo, like a real song, in front of church for the first time. It was me, my brother, and there was somebody else. I can't remember whether it was my sister or somebody else in the church, but it was Tremaine Hawkins' Changed. And we practiced, and I was too nervous to stand. I was too nervous to face the audience. So my brother said, well, why don't you just sing sing and look at us and sing. If you look at us and sing, you'll be all right. So I looked at them and sang, and and I sang, but people were like, you sounded so nice. And I was so moved by that. Oh my God, that touched me so much. And I thought, oh. And so that's when and then I got shortly after I got a scholarship to study music in college. And then I sang in the choir at Whitney Young too, and led songs.
But
too, so.
You sang, if I'm not mistaken, was it Master Singers? Did
you
sing Master?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You see, you should have come to concert choir.
No. I'm sorry. No, I wasn't concert choir.
Okay.
Madrigals. Magical.
Okay, magical.
I was in the little
yeah,
group
okay. Because I'm like.
No, I wasn't in Mr. Todd's. I was in Miss Robinson.
Yeah, because if you no offense to those that were in the Master Singers, but concert choir was just better, especially pop swing. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
I magical was just too low key for me. I wanted to be in something, so I got in pop swing.
Yeah, about 15, 16 years old. So that's when it really sparked. Mm-hmm.
And so you developed your passion for music.
Mm-hmm.
And something you said, you talked about your family members. They love to sing and harmonize.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get paid a lot of money for it, and that's when you know you have a passion for something. When you can do something and you don't need, you don't really look for the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the dollar comes, that's fine.
That's fine.
But your purpose is not to get the dollar. Your purpose is just to enjoy the craft that you've been blessed to have.
That's true. Because outside of church, I want to get paid because somebody else is getting paid. But
right.
In church, if somebody asks me to sing, I'm like, okay, let's go, let's sing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sing. I'll come. I'll sing.
Well,
Yep.
see, I gotta do. If you want me to do an A and B selection, then that's gonna be $300. If I just do an A selection, I'm serious. I've had this. I've asked, can you come sing on my program? Well, what's your budget? What's my budget? You know what? I just need you to do one song.
Yeah, if everybody, I'm okay if it's church and we do, but if you're selling tickets to an event and everybody's getting
Right.
paid,
That's
I
different.
want some gas
That's
money
different.
or something. But outside the church, everybody, you got your stuff over here. You got your bar, you got this, and you got everybody's getting paid. But you want me to come in
Mm-hmm.
and sing for free? That's not gonna happen.
No.
But I
you
sing for
can't do
Jesus
that.
because He's the one who gave me the gift.
Yeah, and I get that because if like even a church event, if you're selling tickets, give somebody. I believe in just giving singers. I believe in giving singers at least a love token or something. To say God bless you.
Yeah, most
Thank you.
people will.
Here's
most
some
people
gas
will.
money. Here's some.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you a little more money to go so you can go to something better than McDonald's. At least go to Chick-fil-A or something. Go somewhere and sit down. Go to.
Because that ties into what you said about the power of music. Because if I have an opportunity to do something like that, so for example, I used to do a lot of singing with my guitar in different venues and bars and stuff. And so when I sing, it is the same music. Me and my parents have gone back and forth with this so much. It's really funny. But to say I sing music no matter where I go, and it uplifts and inspires. And Matthew 28 says, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." So if you don't go, then you kind of missing out on something. So there was a song I wrote about my mother, talking about how beautiful she was and how much I loved her. And I sang it, and there was a woman in the back, and she was just crying. And I was thinking, is she okay? Is she okay? So after my set, she came up to me and she said, "You know what? My mother passed away a few months ago, and I was really missing her. And that song just really touched me. And I started talking to her, and then I actually was able to pray and talk to her there. So that's the power of music. That's what music can do. It can move people and it can inspire them. And I'm a Christian no matter where I am. So if I can talk to somebody and pray with somebody and encourage their hearts or even lead them to the Lord, that's a good thing.
All right. Shout out to those that's watching. Lyndall Suggs. We got Vanessa Perry, class of 85, Whitney Young, Anita Watkins, Marsha Hollis. Good to see everybody. Listen, again, if you have any questions for Valencia, 708-223-8953. Amen. And you can call in. We're going to talk about the power of music. And maybe she'll sing a little bit for us today. But I want to get into just the road that you've been on. Because like you say, you've had your own, you outside of church. Now, I'm going to tell you, honestly, when I first heard your voice, there was one singer that came to mind because of the tonality of your voice and your inflection. That was Phyllis Hyman.
Really? Oh,
Phyllis Hyman.
Love Phyllis Hyman. I usually get Tracy Chapman or something.
The happy Phyllis Hyman.
Okay.
The happy one. Okay, her early years, because she wasn't very happy, and there's no not really making it fun, but she sang through her pain and of her pain, and we were sorry to hear when she left us,
Mm-hmm.
but because of the tonality that you have, and I told you I've been following you. I know that Coffee and Conversations project of yours, because you got a piece on there called Sunday Morning.
Yes,
that I like. But what are some of the musical adventures that you have taken since you discovered your passion for music?
Oh, so let's see. So in college, I fell in love with spirituals, and that was I was a music major, voice major, and I fell in love with spirituals. So that was my first adventure. So I spent a lot of time writing spirituals, and even before that, gospel songs in general. I loved anything by Jesse Dixon.
Wow, really? You were way back.
And the Hawkins family when I was in high school. So that's what you could hear me. That's what I'd be listening to on weekends. We weren't allowed to go out too much, and of course I was 16 when I graduated, so I wasn't old enough to do nothing. But our father kept us on a tight leash. I snuck away though. I would sneak away, but for the most part, I'd be either at my friend Felicia's house or at home, listening to the gospel music. And so fell in love with spirituals and arias when I was in college. And then when I left college, I kind of slipped into attended an interracial church, and I started learning about contemporary Christian music. So I wrote those songs, but sang a lot of that. Went to conferences and won a couple of songwriting awards. And then I had my fourth child when I was 30. and that kind of ended a lot of things other than playing acoustic guitar and just different whenever I could. I picked up the guitar when I was in my early 30s because I was feeling like I was losing my mind after having 4 kids and being so young, and they were all like under the age of 12 at the time, and it was a lot. So I started playing the guitar too, and I started doing folk music, and I would go to folk music festivals, and I would play in song circles. And one of the most interesting song circles was when Peter, Paul, and Mary, when Mary was still alive, she was part of a song circle that I sang in, and I really enjoyed that. So that was I went through a folk phase. Then I went through then I learned how to play the electric guitar, and I went through a blues and bluesy kind of folk and soul bluesy phase. And then I played guitar at church for a number of years, and so that's it. Now I've settled. Now I mostly sing jazzy, bluesy, gospel. I sing everything. I actually sing everything: rock, blues, soul, gospel, folk. And the show that I have coming up, I'm going to do just about all of it. And my sisters are going to join me too for to sing a few songs because they sing. We all sing gospel together. So it's I sing some of everything, and I've had a really interesting musical journey as far as genres. I don't like genres. I just sing.
Okay.
I just do it.
Now, as far as you mentioned the guitar,
Hmm.
have there been any guitar aficionados that have influenced you in your style of play?
I can't say I don't know because I play the guitar, so I just pretty much play what I play. I try to play what I sing or play what play as part of the band. So no, I don't really have anyone that I model myself after because I don't consider myself a guitarist. I play the guitar. I'm a singer who plays the guitar, and I play the piano a little bit too. But
All right.
yeah.
Well, since you're a singer, that just segues me into this part here because
Okay.
everybody, people want to know you're going to sing. So, since you're a singer, just give us a little something of anything that you want to, put out there. You know.
Okay. Well, since you're a pastor, I'm gonna sing a little gospel.
Okay, that's fine with
Okay.
me.
I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour. I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. And then Alita Adams has this song that I used to love to sing all the time. You can reach me by railway. You can reach me by trailways. You can reach me on an airplane. You can reach me with your mind. You can reach me by caravan. Cross the desert like an Arab man. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can.
All right, yeah. When you did the first one, I need the, in the Baptist church, we would start saying, yes, sir,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Oh my God. I need thee. Lord, I need thee.
And then the church got to cry. We would go to, yes, Lord.
Oh.
Yes. There is power in music,
Yes.
and it's evident through when we look through the portals of time.
Mm-hmm.
Every era, music has played a key.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at even during the 60s, civil rights,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned folk music.
Mm-hmm.
Folk music, Peter, Paul, and Mary was, it was big in that.
Mm-hmm.
Music and even spirituals were instrumental during slavery times. As exactly as well as giving signals to when they were going to meet and signals when they were going to meet to run away.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna lay down my burden. Where?
Mm-hmm.
Down by the riverside.
Riverside.
I mean, okay, be there at the riverside, because tonight we're gonna go. We're gonna lay down the burden. We're gonna lay down the burden of slavery. It's gonna be over. We're gonna follow Harriet on over. Okay.
Follow the drinking gourd. Those songs.
Yeah.
The Swing Low Sweet Chariot. Yeah.
And then I remember bringing it on up when Harold Washington first became mayor, and I believe WGCI would play all day long. McFadden and Whitehead, I believe, Ain't No Stopping Us Now,
Mm-hmm.
because that song was fitting for the time.
That's right.
Because there's power. Music can corral people together,
Mm-hmm.
inspire people to work together. Music can also inspire people to work against one another. It just depends on how you use it. But music, the Bible says that when Saul was affected with a demon, it called for David to come and play his harp. And when David began to play skillfully upon the harp, then the demon left Saul. And so we have to understand the power that we have in our music. And somebody just said you have a very rich voice.
Thank you.
Yes, a very rich voice. We want that rich voice to lead to rich money. That's what we want it to do.
Oh, I wish.
But there is power. So tell us, in your experience, tell us about the power of music. How does it affect us emotionally, physically, psychologically, as well as spiritually?
Well, emotionally, so when I'm feeling sad, I have a list of songs that I turn on that help me to cry my way through it and get on up. Because my father told me years ago, he said you can get down, but don't stay there. So I have my ways to cope and just go there and then come out. So I listen to songs like Song for You. That's a good one. It always takes me under the table and I can cry. But my joyful songs are typically associated with joyful times in my life. So growing up in church, even though I look at it now and go, I would not take my kids to all of that church all day long. But those were were joyful. Those were actually joyful and peaceful times for me, times of sanctuary. So anything anything from the 80s, that gospel area, anything Keith Pringle, anything that would keep me perfect peace, and so those are some really good songs that kind of bring me through, and my kids too. So when I'm really happy, I'll play gospel music around the house, and I've always done that with them growing up. Or any fast thing, any Shaka Khan or Whitney Houston or something, anything that's really upbeat, and I'll play it. And so that's how those are the songs that they associate with joy now. So that's the power of those songs. Those and when I'm kind of sad, I'll write sad songs. When I'm happy, I'll write happy songs. So it's you're a creative person, so you know that what you're feeling comes out. And I think that those experiences are actually designed to be a part of our lives, to make us go deep, so we can share those gifts and share those things in a way that other people can be blessed by and benefit from.
And psychologically, in your opinion, how does music help to define a person psychologically? You have people, psychologically, we have a lot of people that are going through so many different things, so many the cares of this life, weighs them down. And you mentioned that when you're sad, you play music. Is there any song that can speak to the psyche of the person? Because like I said, with King Saul, he was troubled in his spirit, and music soothed. And there's a saying that music soothes the savage beast.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a person that's very antagonistic, and you put the right music in front of them, it will calm them down. But likewise, if you want to set a certain mood or a certain tone,
Mm-hmm.
it is set by the perfect music. I once heard a pastor say he wanted to propose to his wife,
Mm-hmm.
And he said he asked his brother to send him some music because he didn't have any. And his brother sent him Anita Baker.
Okay.
And some of the church folk were like, woo! He said, listen, I was trying to get married.
Right.
This was not time for Jesus keep me near the
No,
cross.
it was not. It was
So
not.
you got to have music for certain situations.
You do.
Certain music. You know, if I'm trying to propose, I'm not trying to propose. Jesus, keep me near the cross. No.
Alabaster box.
You know, so I say that to say this, that you really have to have the right music to fit your situation. No one knows like you know what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows like you know what is weighing you down.
Mm-hmm.
So no one knows like you what music is going to speak to your spirit and to elevate you, get you to that place where you can cope again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think, you know, we have so much mental illness in today. And my son and I were just talking about the mental illness with young people going through, and how people just brush mental illness in our youth under the table. You know, you're just going through a phase, you know, you'll get over it. But I often wonder, what if we find that music that's on the same wavelength as their mental? What would that music help to pull them out of that depression that they're in? But we don't really look at that. You know, we don't really look at it. So there is power in music, just like it's power in words. When I write poetry, there is power in the words. And I never really thought about it. I didn't sit down and talk about, let me see how I can have some power in what I write. I actually wrote poetry on a dare.
Did you?
On a dare. Because in high school, I hated poetry.
Did you?
I hated poetry. I hated writing. I hated writing. I had Dr. Hooks.
Now, see,
I had Dr.
never
Bloland.
I never would have guessed that.
I had Dr. Bloland. I had Dr. Hooks. I don't want to write. I couldn't wait to graduate and get out of college. My writing days were over.
Okay.
And I was at work one day, and I saw this guy writing poetry. And I'm like, you know, and I'm reading. I'm like, this is good. This is good. He said, yeah. He said, everybody can't do this. I said, well, I can do it. No, you can't. And I never really tried. But see, growing up, I used to call myself a little semi-rapper. Okay. So I would write stuff out. And I used to write songs. Okay. So I'm like, poetry is just songs without the music.
Okay.
And so I did it on the dare to show him that I could do it.
Okay.
And to make myself better than he is. I have that competitive thing, that competitive nature. And that's how I really got into the poetry writing. Okay. Okay. So as I started writing, people around me were reading and stuff like, oh, wow. And I never forget the one day, this one guy, he came to me, a coworker at work, and I wrote something on hope. Okay. I can't even remember what it was, because this was before I started saving them to my computer and everything like that. I was just writing it. And I sent it out to encourage some people. And he said, you know, I needed this. He said, because my marriage has failed. He said, he was at his lowest point. He had just gotten a layoff notice. And that morning, he said, I don't think I need to live. He said that those words that you sent out lets me know that maybe I need to get some help. Maybe I don't need to end it. I'm like, wow.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
He said, I called my wife. He said, I told her I need to get help for you. I need to be helped. I need to get help for myself for you. And she told me that she is willing to listen. And I was like, wow, that blew me away. I'm sitting there,
that's very powerful.
I'm like, wow. I'm like, I can't even work the rest of the day.
Like, I got to go home. Wow. I'm all messed up.
You know, I'm used to, using the word of God to inspire, but I never thought about using poetry. And so, so this, that's it. So
that's a good. That segues into a really good point about us using our gifts and not really using our gifts no matter the venue. So some people don't want to sing if there aren't a lot of people present, or they don't think it's worth it if they're only going to sing in certain places or sing in certain places or play in certain places. But if you have to, you just use it. Like you said, no one can stop you from using it. You always use it, and you just don't know how many. Some people are intended to influence millions, but some people are maybe intended to influence millions one person at a time. So you influence this person, and they influence someone else, and then it carries over and it carries over. And if you don't use your gift at the time that you should be using it, who knows what opportunity you could have missed to be a blessing to somebody. So it's really important for us to understand when we have a gift that we should use it. For years, I've just started fronting a band again, but for years I didn't front a band, and people just thought I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, how do you think I love singing? How do you think I'm not singing and playing and not doing anything? And that just frustrated me so much. It's like, how do you think that I can not do anything with the gift that I have? I don't talk about everything. People don't see everything, but all the time I'm like, somebody will say, hey, come play. They need a guitarist for a women's band for something. I'll go play. Or somebody needs somebody to sing for this, sing for that. Yes, I'll go. Yes, I'll do it, especially if it has something to do for the for the church or for the Lord. And it's always just a blessing to be a blessing to somebody. And I like that story.
Now, tell me this: what was the motivation behind Coffee and Conversation?
I was going through my divorce, and it was just it was a way to get everything out. I got everything.
That was
out.
your venting.
It was my venting yeah. So there's a song on there called "Down This Road," and it's a real sad song. My aunt listened to the project, and she said, I sure hope you finish with all of this, because that's some of the saddest songs I ever heard.
But now, see, because you said that, because you said that brought out the Phyllis Hyman.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That brought out the Phyllis Hyman. But see, the Sunday morning is what encouraged me.
Okay.
So how did you come about Sunday morning?
Okay.
At the end of the project, it's like, okay, so all my sadness, I got the Sunday. My sadness started on Monday. When I got to Sunday, I was happy again.
Well, actually, Sunday morning was I have it down on both my projects. So the one on Coffee and Conversations is a little more bluesy and more. I had Black musicians on the second one and non-Black musicians on the first project. So the first project was the first Sunday morning was just kind of easy, and the song actually came from spending summers with my older sister down in the Mississippi Delta with my maternal grandparents, and they would church. We would go to when we were at home, we would go to church we would be there sometimes before the doors were open with our mother, before our daddy started coming to church. So we'd be there like 7:38 waiting for the doors to open. Then we had Sunday school. Then we had morning service. Then we had afternoon service. Then we had BTU, Baptist Training Union.
Yep.
Then we had the broadcast and stuff. That was church. That was church, all day church. And when we went down south, there wasn't no relief. We didn't get no relief down south. We went down south, and them old folks, and they had the pastoral. So my grandparents would go. So there was Sunday school every week, but then there was pastoral Sunday. So the pastor would have like two or three churches, and he would go to one church on 2nd and 4th, one church on 1st and 3rd, and then 5th would alternate. So on pastoral Sunday, we would have to get up, and Mama would put on her wig, and her she would have hair in those little we call them Bantu knots now, but either braids or knots around her head. But she would put on her wig on Sunday morning, and then she would put on her white dress. And she put on her pantyhose, and Papa would put on his good clothes and shine up. And he and my uncle,
people still wear pantyhose now.
Yeah, yeah, I got some on now.
Oh, okay.
But
you old school, see.
But he would. My uncle was also a preacher, and he gave my grandfather this green Cadillac, so that was a Sunday car.
Oh, okay.
It was a 75 Cadillac, 75 Fleetwood, I think it was. So it was
everybody can get in that
Sunday car. Yes. So they would pray in the morning. We would be at church, still church on pastoral Sunday, all day, and we would go in, and Momo would be, then Papa would pray, and then Momo would sing. She'd be singing and rocking and fanning, enjoying the service, and it was just. But I didn't like going down there when I was younger, but as I got older, and they got older. And being down there, I started my college career in Mississippi, so I would go see them almost every other weekend. And as I watched them deteriorate, I understood what a blessing it was to be able to have spent that time with them, getting to know them. My grandmama taught me how to quilt. She taught me how to crochet. She taught me how to knit. And she was really funny. They were like a comedy team. My grandfather was hilarious. she was like his wingman. And so they would like just they were just wonderful people. And she was a good cook. She would cook those biscuits and those cakes and all those things. So thinking about that one day, I just got really nostalgic as my marriage was deteriorating, and I had these children. I was like, well, I ain't even gonna have no. I'm not gonna have that to give my kids. They ain't gonna be, they're not gonna have Momo and Papa. They just gonna have me. And I just got kind of sad. I started thinking about them, and then I started thinking about the Sunday mornings and the music that would play every. She had a living room, and nobody could really sit in the living room until there was company. They had company probably once a year. So it was practice. It was a white living room with that French provincial furniture covered in plastic, and the carpet had runners on top of plastic. And we could not sit in that living room. You hear me? We sit in the family room, but we couldn't sit in the living room. But every Sunday she would go in there and she would turn on the gospel station, and we would hear all the quartets and things from Jackson and Memphis and the Mighty Clouds of Joy, Jackson Southern Airs, and she would play that. And I just got nostalgic, and that's where Sunday morning came from.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't it funny that there are some universal things that was in every black household growing up. Furniture with plastic on it. The plastic runners.
I didn't know lamps wasn't supposed to have plastic till I was grown. I was like, you're supposed to take the plastic off the lamps for lampshade. For real?
I didn't sit on many people's furniture until I was grown without plastic. Everybody had to play. You sit down there, great. You can't even sneak and get up off the couch. And your grandmama said, don't get off that couch. And you be trying to sneak off the couch.
Couch will tell on you. She said, don't get up. I got you.
And then in every black household, Saturdays and Sundays was all gospel music day. My mama would turn on WYCA. And from the time she got up to the time she went to bed, that's all that played in the house. I don't care what else you wanted to play. No, gospel music on Saturdays. You got in from church. On Sunday, the broadcast. You got to listen. We just came from church. We got to listen to the broadcast now. We got to listen to other people's church now. So
we ain't got enough Jesus. We ain't finished yet. We gotta have some more Jesus.
There's a song that they play on 1399. The young man that said, "I leave from church going to church."
Yes.
So you do your homework at the church.
Yes, you sit in the back with Wednesday night prayer meeting. You had to sit in the back with you got homework to do. Bring it. Yep. I mean, she took us home. We had a little pork chops and rice and peas and cornbread, and then we went right back out the door to go to. You bring your book bag with you, and I would be sitting in the back.
My kids know that very well. They grew up bringing that stuff. I'm sleeping. Well, you can sleep on that last pew there and go to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but you know what? As I got older, I learned to appreciate all of that. And I do understand, although. We don't, we're not in church all day long. I still don't, there's nothing wrong with it, but we're just not in church all day long. And that, I'd probably be in church more if I was in a different place. But I value church because as I got older, as I was a teenager and a young adult, there were times when, I felt bad if I wasn't in church. Sundays, because I was a part of the choir and we gathered together. That was my group. And so we would leave our church to go to other churches on Sundays.
Yeah, we did too.
And going to sing and going here and there. So I'm like, okay. At one point, I started to like church, and it just hit me. I like church, but and I like music, and that's the thing. That's the thing. The music is the thing to help to keep my mind where it needs to be focused. And so we just thank God for the power of music. Music speaks to our spirit. It speaks to our emotions. It speaks to our mind. And if you don't have music, you have a sad life. Music is meant to be a part of your life. And I can't imagine a life devoid of music because really, like you said earlier, music has a way of bringing you joy.
Yes.
And if I don't have music, for me, if I don't have music, there's no joy.
Yeah.
And I remember when I prayed for my wife, because I did pray for my wife. I was like, Lord, you got to send me somebody that likes music. Send me somebody that likes music now.
Funny thing about that. Of course, I'm divorced now, but when one of the first songs I sang for my ex-husband was "Summertime," and he was like, "Oh wow, I love you." Look,
You sing. Let me tell you something. Now, anybody will fall in love with somebody that sings to them. You singing to me, girl? I love you. Woo, but we just thank God for you being here with us on today. And if anybody want to book you, how can they contact you?
Oh, they can find me on Facebook, Valencia Bay, like my page, and send me a message.
Okay. And let me tell you something. You all go listen to some of her projects that she got on YouTube under the same name, Valencia Bay, Coffee and Conversation, which I was listening to a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, thank you.
Because like I said, I follow you.
Okay.
I follow my Whitney Young people when they're doing something. But I was like, wow. But that Sunday morning, I'm like, I said, I'm getting pictures, panoramic visions of a Sunday morning household, and the biscuits and all that good stuff. So
okay, I started to add that to my set in my show coming up, but I didn't. It's too late.
Okay, but I can develop a poem about Sunday morning, and so and I might do something and send it to you and let you see how I incorporate that, use that music as the background.
All right.
But we just thank God for you taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. And thank God for all of you that's watching on Facebook Live. Listen, again, check out her YouTube page, go to her Facebook page and check her out. And if you want to book this soulful, that's what I describe, a soulful singer. She has a soulful singer voice and a spirit, and so book her, invite her to your church, invite her to play guitar, what have you, and she will bless your event. Yeah, tell them about the show.
I'll be at Buddy Guys on November 15th, Friday, November 15th at 9 p.m.
Friday, November 15th at 9 p.m. Because let me tell you, everybody's not in church on Friday night. A lot of churches don't have Friday night service anymore.
Y'all come on out.
Y'all come on out, and everybody's not going to see Fred Hammond and all these other. Some of y'all, you go see Earth, Wind, and Fire. You go see all of these other folks. Y'all go see her. She'll give you a good mix of it all.
Yes, I will give you a good mix of it. I will give you rock, soul, jazz, and blues.
And she is celebrating and bring her a birthday gift.
Right. I turned 50. I'm celebrating all year.
All right. Well, we just thank God. Tune into Connections every Saturday at 12 noon. I've been off there so long I forgot my ending. Tune into Victory Temple every Saturday. It's from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Right here on IntellectualRadio.com. If you're not busy, stop by the Victory Temple Church of God in Christ every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. at the 2000 West Roosevelt Road in Broadview, Illinois. We're located inside of the Community Presbyterian Church building. Tomorrow's message is, what are you downloading? What are you downloading in this age of downloads and downloading apps and programs? What are you downloading into your spirit? Amen. Tune in next Saturday. No, next Saturday we will be off the air, but we'll be back on the following Saturday right here on Connection on IntellectualRadio.com. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To really understand and truly know who someone is, we must consider their personality traits. And when it comes to Jesus, there are only really positive sides to him. Every side, every